It's a pretty good film.
Podcast. That's this week's episode title. You've read it before.
Yeah. Probably because it's on the YouTubes, right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Alright, so,
We were gonna have, Nick Pepperoni.
Nick King the Turtle, who made this wonderful picture of us. I'm the short one.
This is assuming I actually include this picture.
You fucking are.
Just draw another shitty one.
I swear to God, if you don't include the picture that he drew for us, I will be fucking...
I'm really tempted to just draw a shitty one.
Okay, well, if he draws the shitty one, then there's a beautiful one out there.
There is a really beautiful... I think I'll put the beautiful one in.
Yeah, a really
Maybe
good
I'll
friend.
have them side by side, and just the comparison will make Nick Pepperoni's so much better. His name isn't actually Nick Pepperoni.
Yeah,
That's
but,
therein lies the joke.
Yes. So, he's this pretty good, talented animator, King the Turtle on YouTube.
I haven't seen any of his shit yet.
Oh,
so
he's really good, though.
I'll take Sage's word on it, because he's a total master of quality in judging that.
It actually is pretty good. So,
I bet it is. I'm pretty... I bet it is.
yeah, like, you know how long it took him to draw that picture? It took him, like, 15 minutes.
That was pretty incredible. Then I saw him doing some test animation that he posted on Facebook, and that took him like 5 hours, and I dabbled in animation briefly, and I did simpler stuff the slightly simpler stuff in a shorter time, but whatever.
His animation is a little bit less incredible than his drawing skills, but still, he's still pretty great.
I mean, it like on a scale of 1 to Egoraptor, Egoraptor being an insanely absurd, overhyped model for 10. Let's... Because he is freaking overrated. He's really overrated. He's good. He's good. But
He's good, yeah, but I agree. He's
Shout out to Egoraptor.
right after he shit on him, just, oh, fuck you, Egoraptor. Check him out.
He's a good guy.
Oh, God. Now he's going to watch this and be like, you guys are fucking assholes. And then we're never going to get popular.
We love you, Egoraptor. You're pretty great. What his name? First name's Aaron. What's the last name?
Hansen.
Hansen.
Aaron Hansen.
Hansen.
Yes, that's his name.
Aaron Hansen.
That's his full name, ladies and gentlemen. Check him out.
He doesn't even have a middle name.
No, he doesn't.
It's just sort of like the breath between Aaron Hansen.
Yeah, exactly.
Part.
Why are we talking about Aaron Hansen?
I don't know. We were originally going to talk about Elysium.
Oh, yes, we saw that movie.
Oh, did you see District 9?
I watched, the first half of it because I was tired. So I saw, the first half of it. Is that good enough?
Yeah, we'll roll with it.
Okay. So I watched the first half of District 9.
You sort of got to be able to compare it to Elysium because they're by the same director, and
Is it the one guy, the South African dude? Is that the director?
No.
It's just
the
a
South
dude?
African dude was the guy who was the villain. In
I know
Elysium.
who he was.
No, he's not the director. That was
He's just a friend of the director.
Neil Blomkamp is the director. I think I can't pronounce that name because I suck at stuff. But Wikus van der Meer or something like that was the guy in District 9, and then is something Kruger in Elysium.
Because they call
Kruger.
Kruger.
That's such an evil name. That's a terrible, evil German sounding name. Not that German names are evil, but
German names are kind of
they're
evil.
kind of evil.
As an evil German, as a friend of an actual Austrian gentleman, Germans
An Austrian gentleman. You sound like my dad.
He's a nice young Austrian gentleman. Shoutouts to Austria. His name is Bucket.
His name. The best phrase in the English language. Everyone's always. I don't know if I've told you this. Probably have mentioned it before. Everyone's always saying that the best phrase in the English language is cellar door, just because it has a nice ring to it. I guess.
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard that before? That's a thing where some poet or something was like, the most beautiful phrase in the English language is cellar door, and. He said it in that exact tone, and so I've decided that fuck that. The best phrase in the English language is moist bucket, because you can't combine two better words than moist, which nobody hates, and bucket.
A lot of people hate moist. I don't know what you're talking about.
People really do. I was joking.
Yes, so moist buckets.
Moist buckets. Anyway, back to was it a less
Yes, that's...
a lesbitum, a lesbian.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about a
We're
lesbian
talking
now.
about a lesbian now. So
I can't think of any lesbians off the top of my head, like, that go to our school.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I think I know one, but I don't know her name. He's like the
Gavi.
She doesn't go.
I know she doesn't go to our school.
We're talking about ones that go to our school. So
Yeah, I can't name a single one.
There's the ugly one.
They don't count.
They're not really people.
Shoutouts to lesbians.
Okay.
So Elysium.
So yeah, what were your impressions of it?
It was a pretty good.
It's a pretty good film.
I liked it. I thought there were too many plot threads, though.
You gotta explain that now.
Like, okay, it just cut too many times, in my opinion. Like, there were kind of like 3 different main things that were going on at the same time.
Okay, so there was the thing where the dude wants to get on Elysium.
Because death.
Yeah. There's the thing with the semi-girlfriend person, old friend from childhood.
Yeah, and then there
who
was
sort of
the
wants
evil
to-
lady, and then there was Kruger, and then
so there's the relationship between the evil... Okay, so you had the evil lady having her thing with...
I never found her very evil. I thought she was the bad guy throughout. I don't think she was that bad of a guy. She like with that.
But she wasn't a guy.
I think when the evil lady had the devil's baby, I think
Sophia,
that
get out of here.
created a new atmosphere in the film.
Yeah, sure, okay.
That never happened.
That didn't happen.
Don't listen to that fake voice.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, they're actually a demon from space. Everyone's a demon from space. They're all aliens. That's
Okay, that is not actually a spoiler.
That's actually no. It doesn't happen. For all we know, I mean, it's not.
I don't
really
remember
revealed.
a single alien.
There weren't any aliens.
I was kind of disappointed.
There was like, what you got your alien fix in District 9, and then you only watched half of it because you're an
did.
asshole.
Oh, shut up.
Anyway, so we'll go and finish it. Anyway,
I'll be back in an hour.
but so okay, so you've got the thing with the lady who I thought was pretty evil.
I don't think she was. She was
just cold. She was. She
Yeah.
wasn't.
If she was-
Kruger was the really evil guy.
He was like the blatantly evil
Like,
dude,
he was-
but she was like a sympathetic villain
How is she sympathetic?
because she wanted to keep the Elysium all protected and shits.
Ooh, she wanted to protect the rich people, and
Yeah,
she had her job to do. And oh wait, but let's not forget that she wanted to be the freaking president of the place.
That's fine. I don't see the problem.
She
with that.
wanted to stage a military coup to overthrow this place which she's protecting so she can have control over it.
Yeah,
And then Kruger kills her and tries to get control of it as if he would.
we're
be
gonna have
able
to put a
run it.
spoiler alert.
Oh
at some
shit!
point.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry. We'll put
Okay.
an annotation. It'll
Okay,
be
but
fine.
you know what? Fortunately, those aren't like major spoilers.
This it is.
Okay,
Happens at, like, the
there
end of
are
the
more.
movie.
That's about a midway. That's like at 2/3, right?
No, that's at the end.
Okay.
That's when they're all on Elysium.
well. Well, we know the guy's gonna get onto Elysium. There
Yeah,
is
but
no
it's
doubt.
But that's after
Oh, he gets
Kruger
hurt by
comes-
he gets hurt by the radiation. He's dead. Oh, I guess the film's over. The end.
The end. End film. We were the only 2 people in the theater for like most of it, and then
And then it turns out there was an employee there.
yeah, just sitting in the
Imagine
back,
if we had just
like,
been
on
just
the
like
phone.
totally obnoxious, and then the employee kicked us out for being obnoxious, but there's no one else in the theater.
That would have been great. But like we were so engrossed in the movie, like that didn't happen.
It was a pretty good
It's a
film.
pretty good film.
Okay, so let's go over the plot threads. You've got dude trying to get to Metal Mars in space. That's Halo 2.
Yeah, he's trying to get to Halo 2.
He's trying to get to Halo 2
because Halo 2 can protect him from the radiation.
Halo 3 is sort of like that got bad. A bunch of budget cuts.
That was 2.
That was 3.
No, 2 was the one with the budget cuts.
Really?
Yeah, 2 was the one that was really short. 3 was fine.
I'm talking about the rings. Like the ring. Fuck it.
There were
Anyway-
only 2. Okay, whatever.
Anyway, so
No.
there were only 2
were-
rings. I haven't played any more than Halo 1.
There were 7
I
Halo
only-
rings.
Okay, so Halo
and-
7 sucks. Halo 6, all the Halos except for Halo 2 sucks. He wants to go up to Halo 2, right? So that's
Halo
one
2, the
plot.
one
that
that's right by Earth.
cold evil lady and Kruger McDixon.
What was her name? She didn't have a name.
She did.
She did have a name.
Senator, stupid, imposing, bureaucratic sounding name.
That's her name.
That's her name. So Captain Superimposing Bureaucratic name. We need to shorten that.
Bitch.
So bitch, she wants to do her coup and shit. And okay, so what's the third plot thread?
Then there was the leukemia lady, and then there was Kruger.
But the leukemia okay, but Kruger wasn't...
It was kind of like split between the two.
Kruger wasn't a plot. You're gonna tell me that Kruger was like Kruger's just
yes,
the guy.
because he eventually becomes the main villain.
Okay, well, he pretty much was the main villain.
Exactly.
Like while the lady was pulling all the strings, he was the one who we actually really hated.
Oh,
like,
and then there was like Spider and like all of the
those were just supporting characters. Those aren't plot threads.
Then all of the supporting plot threads come together to form a new one.
Okay, fine. So I thought there weren't too many plot threads. Maybe you're just a simpleton.
I feel like it, no. I've like. I'm not saying that it detracted enough from the movie.
I wonder if
you
shat yourself during Inception because I can't figure out. I mean, I suck at figuring out what's going on in movies generally, but
I'm not saying it was
Inception.
complex. I'm just
actually.
saying...
No, I think I'm better about that. I think I've just been to too many movie theaters where they have the sound set up shitty. I went to a movie where I saw Pirates of the Caribbean 3. I swear the only reason was because it was a birthday party for some kid I knew. That's the only reason, and I just came because fuck it.
I haven't been to a movie...
I think they had pixie sticks there, so whatever.
Yesterday was the first time I've been to a movie theater in 4 years. Seriously.
Seriously.
No, okay, no, actually I went a couple months ago, but before that, I just remembered that. You know what I saw?
What'd you see?
Finding Nemo 3D. To give you an idea of the group of people I was with.
Who were you with?
I was with a bunch of camp friends.
Oh my god.
They were like, let's watch Finding Nemo. And I was just like, we're at the mall.
Oh my god.
Can I just make out with one of the chicks? And they were like, no.
No. You're too fat.
I'm not even that fat anymore.
Well, I'm assuming you were back then. You're not really fat anymore.
I know. I'm handsome. Ladies, I'm handsome now.
Don't try to steal my thunder.
What thunder?
The little spark you get when you take something out of an electrical outlet sometimes. Okay, that...
That's what you are, you're knee.
So what were we talking... Oh yeah, so you're bitching about the number of plot threads.
I wasn't bitching, I just said that I thought there were too many.
That sounds like bitching. It's a criticism.
Yeah, it's a criticism.
Bitching is good. Bitching is good. Criticism is good. Bitching is good. I think you're just tacking on the negative connotation to bitching.
I am. You bitch.
That's not very fair.
Are you gonna get sexist on me now?
Actually, I was considering it. I was considering going down that line, and instead I went down the connotation line. So, I could have said, oh, you don't like bitches? But I didn't.
No, I prefer male dogs. Shut up. Male dogs are actually, calmer than female dogs.
Are they really? I've only ever had female dogs. I've had 2, so
2.
Woohoo!
Well, in my experience.
Bunch of male cats, though. The female cats are definitely more chill than the male cats.
I don't care for cats.
Why don't you like cats?
I didn't say I don't like them. I don't care for them. I'm kind of allergic to them.
Oh.
Which is why I don't prefer them over dogs. If otherwise, they would be at the same point.
You realize there's one under your chair right now. My cat is, right there.
I don't believe you.
See, now he's just looking because I started making petting motions under his chair.
Fucking asshole. Oh, John! Chair!
I don't think they can see what you're doing.
If they can hear...
Well, what are you hitting?
I'm hitting the chair. Okay, come on. There's obvious what I'm hitting.
Do they know that there's, a side to the bottom of the chair?
They can assume that there's a side to the bottom of the chair. Now they know that there's a side to the bottom of the chair. Good job, John.
All right. I thought one of the cool things about the movie that I only realized last night is that they chose a black guy to play the president. And that's interesting.
They chose a white black guy.
I mean, sort of, but
They didn't choose a woman. They could have chose a woman. They could have chose a black woman.
But I think they chose a black guy for a reason. One, so I think Neil Blanc is generally a pretty fair director, and I think what he did is if you have an entirely white, because basically the whole thing was pretty much just white people and then a few Asians and then a black president.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Halo 2, not
yeah,
the
okay,
Earth.
okay.
Yeah, the Earth is all Mexicans. I guess all the black people went away or something. They went into space, colonized a new planet.
No, they collapsed into one person, and that's the president.
Finally overcame the racial
No,
issues.
there are a lot of black people on Earth.
Are they all out of black people? What?
There are a lot of black people on Earth.
Oh, that's right, there were.
There were like no white people on Earth.
Right, that's true. No, actually, no, I think the deal was that the Matt Damon guy was like the last white guy.
He totally wasn't the last white guy.
Well, according to Wikipedia, he is. He's like one of the last white guys.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so the last Mohican, except it's like the last white
last
guy.
cracker. A thing that I noticed about the movie is that
Wait, hold on.
Damn it.
I mustn't forget my thread. I fucking did that over and over again. Oh, quick cut. So last podcast we were talking about the stick blender. Totally got distracted from that. I meant to say that ultimately I carried the stick blender in a backpack because stick blenders are great, vanilla ice cream, etc., etc., etc. So they took the dress and they put it in my backpack, and I walked home and I opened it up and I found that dress. Okay, so that now you have to go back to the other.
Brianna wants to hang out and you make us milkshakes.
I know. I need to make her more milk. She actually said that I should make you a milkshake.
She did.
She did.
She's like my best friend now, BT Dubs.
Okay, so back to the black guys. So you got the black guy. You've got President Obama on the. But no, I'm actually drawing that connection, right? Because I think he strategically chose the black guy to be President Obama because, like, the black guy is the one who, like, sort of has this morality, and he's, like, trying to tell bitch to, like, stop being, like, an evil person who just destroys innocent people's lives and, like, not murder people coming in shuttles, please. And, like, she's trying to overthrow him because she wants to be able to destroy all the people in the shuttles because she's a bitch, right? So that's her entire character. She's just an asshole. But
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with being an asshole.
Other than being an asshole.
I mean, other than being an asshole, of course.
So anyway, I think the deal is, like, the black guy is representing, like, our current president who's trying to deal with the GOP, who are a bunch of selfish dick butts, and who, like, just want. So it's basically the black guy who's trying to subdue, like, the really, really ultra rich people who don't care even remotely about the poor people.
Yeah, I felt like he might have actually been making actual commentary.
He might have. You're shitting me, right?
Okay, fine. He definitely was doing
the
that.
movie.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt of just getting lucky.
How is that a benefit of the doubt? That's like
maybe he didn't want to make some political commentary.
Maybe he just wanted to make
a cool sci-fi film.
It was a very cool, like, the visual style was, like, really excellent.
Okay, can I get to my point now?
Yeah, sure.
I noticed that there were three languages spoken throughout the movie. There was English, because English, and then there was also Spanish and French. Spanish was only ever spoken on Earth, and French was spoken on Elysium. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that too? Like, it was supposed to, like,
I noticed that.
It created a social divide.
Yeah,
Which I felt like was a really good thing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, because it took, like, the minority peoples and their languages, and they were on the shitty Earth, and then you had the Europeans and the white people, and they were up on Halo 2, releasing the flood.
That was District 9.
That was just right, with its floating pancake up in the sky. That was also a really good movie.
I saw half of it.
You only saw half of it. It was really cool that I think Elysium was missing, but it would be stupid to do it twice, was that District 9 sort of, like, combined it had a mockumentary style in the first, like, quarter of it, and the second two quarters were, like, standard drama and visual action movie.
You mean the second half?
No, you didn't see the...
You said the second two quarters.
Well, no.
I mean the next two quarters.
The next two quarters.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, the next two quarters, the first quarter is mockumentary, the second two quarters are, like, standard, and then it finishes off in mockumentary, so it has this sort of opening and then closing thing to it, and besides that, visually and stylistically, it's really interesting to see that, and it sort of almost brings the realism to it when you have these interviews with people about the coming of the aliens and
well, yeah, but I also remember that they, like, would show through, like, surveillance cameras a lot, like, during the middle half.
Yeah, they did that a ton. It was I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good film.
From what I saw, it was pretty cool.
Why didn't you finish it? Did you just fall asleep? Or?
No, because I watched it before I left. and I woke up like 3 hours ago, and I had other shit to do.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, at least I got most of it done.
You couldn't just, like, be a decent person and finish the whole thing? You terrible person.
What, did you want me to not show up at all? And then go and hang out with Abigail, and then you just be sad?
No.
Exactly.
So you make it seem like I'd be, like, totally dependent on you for happiness.
No, I mean, like, you...
You sound a bit like an egomaniac right now.
No, I'm saying that we wouldn't have been able to do the podcast if I had done that.
Alright.
And we're not skipping another week, damn it, because you go to England and shit.
Oh, it's England. Shout out to England.
Shout out to Shut the Fuck Up.
Shout out to Shout Out.
I hate Shout Out. He's a bitch.
He really is a piece of shit. I hate him.
Now we need to see if that's an actual person to make sure that we're not just insulting some random dude.
Fuck you, Shout Out Mackenzie. Yeah, I actually got some criticisms from a couple of my friends for using specific people's names.
Yeah,
Did you get that too?
I just had like 3 people say that's kind of really fucked up.
That we're mentioning specific people. Like, okay. I
mean, saying their first and last name might have been a bit...
Yeah, it may have been a little overkill, but, like, who cares? No one's gonna go... I mean, are we posting this on B? Or, like, where people are just gonna
We're
go...
talking about that. No, but eventually we want to expand our base out.
Right, okay, so, like, those 2 people are, like, not gonna give a shit. Wait, who did we name again? It was...
I'm not gonna say.
You avoided my trap card.
Fucking dumbass.
I don't know. If someone
Just listen to the podcast again. Have you not listened to it like 3 times like I have?
I listened to it like 3
we are
times.
hysterical. God damn it.
We're so funny.
Listen to this
We're
more often.
not at
people.
all idiots who aren't funny but think we're funny.
No, but actually, like...
We did actually get some positive feedback.
We did, and like we actually... No, I don't know why we're stroking our dicks here, but...
Alright.
I
thought you were being literal for a second. I was like, no, we're not.
Shut up.
You sort of had your hand near your thigh, but you're...
Yeah, because... Okay, I was... some of my friends that I sent it to were just like, it's actually really funny. Good job, Sage. And I was just like, oh, thanks. And then...
I don't think this one's as funny as the last one. This is a shitty podcast. How far are we in?
We're only halfway in. We're fine.
20. That's a third of the way. Can't you even math?
It's fucking 2:30.
Okay, but we didn't start at 2. We took 10 minutes setting everything up.
You took 10 minutes setting up.
Well, you technically helped me move a thing, so you're involved in it as well.
Shut up.
So what the fuck do we talk about next? See, that was a bit of
How was
unnecessary...
England?
Oh, England. So London sucks. I don't know why everyone likes London. It's really shitty. It's just boring. I stayed in a millionaire's apartment because my mom knows the millionaire, and she was like, "Yeah, take this apartment for a while," and that was cool. But London sucks. Like, you couldn't even go to any tourism things. The only good tourism things that aren't just like boring museums. And I mean, there are good museums, but these are like mostly boring museums about kings and queens and who gives a flying fuck. But so I tried to go on the Eye because, hey, you get a cool view of London. The lines are like, if you took all the Six Flags, every single one, and then just took one ride that they all share in common, like multiplied that number of people and spaced them like a decent distance apart between each other, that would be the lines. Like they're blocks long to get on this thing that goes up and around very slowly. And
so, needless to say, you waited on that line for like 8 hours.
No, we didn't even bother on the line. We just didn't.
You just cut.
We just didn't go on the Eye. We didn't go on the... did I mention that's a giant Ferris wheel, for those who don't know?
No.
It's a giant Ferris wheel.
I assumed that it was just like a helicopter or something. It was like, we're going on the helicopter!
That's a kind of a weird tourism thing. What the fuck kind of helicopter?
No, that's a dude getting on the helicopter.
That's a person.
He doesn't get on the helicopter, needless to say.
Speaking of which, there was like a retarded kid on the airplane ride who was like sort of doing that. Here we go. We are now delving into offensive shit. I'm actually mad that people people like get pissed about the use of the word retard because like that's the word that we grew up using, and it's a medical term.
You know what else used to be a medical term? Moron. It meant somebody with an IQ of less than 70.
I think, and then they had idiot, and what was the other one?
Dumbass.
That wasn't one of them.
Fuckstick.
There's moron, there's idiot, there was... I'm not going to go search them now, but there's a whole long list of them. And it's the word for person whose mind is just fucked up and didn't develop right. Like, we've been going through a euphemistic treadmill for so long on that. It's just changed hands because, like, it's obvious how this works, but it just should be said that like, mental retardation, or what's the term for it now? Developmentally, handicapped. Some people get mad about like handicapped versus crippled versus disabled. There's like a whole separate thing with that.
I didn't know that.
So so developmentally behind, whatever. Fuck that.
Developmentally challenged.
I think that might actually be it. Yeah. Something like that. It's inherently bad. I mean, you're not a bad person if you're retarded. But mental retardation is a bad thing. We can't like go and say, "Oh yeah, it's fine." You know, it's not like it's a big deal. No, it's like a really big deal because your mind is permanently screwed up and like you're never gonna get beat. So like that's a bad thing. And of course, any word you put with that is gonna have a negative connotation, and it's gonna be used as an insult for someone who is stupid. You know?
Well, yeah, I feel like the reason that people are offended by it is because it's like you're saying that the people who have these mental disabilities are less than regular people.
But hold on,
which is not what we're saying.
Wait. But maybe let's look at this from a really frank
you're
perspective.
not fucking saying what I think you're saying.
No, wait. You gotta put it in the right.
Yeah, no, you're just like bad taste, Bill, right now. People are just like, ugh, don't agree with that one. So let's move on to gender.
Oh yeah, so then there's that.
I feel like if you want to be a weird,
have you seen those tweets about the royal baby?
Yes.
Oh my god,
that was just too far.
Shout out to weird feminists and people like that. There were the feminists, right? There were the feminists who were like saying that. How there were like a few people who were saying, "How dare you not have a girl for a baby? You let us down, Kate." It was like, what? And then there were the people who were saying, "How dare you say it's a boy before it's had a chance to develop a gender identity?" And it's like, it has a penis.
Yeah, okay, so you gonna answer that?
Who is this?
Okay, so I'm just
800 service.
Oh, is it another telemarketer?
This is maybe a telemarketer. Hello.
Hello, this is Nancy, and I'm calling on behalf of the United War Veterans Council. And we'll have a donation truck in your area on Friday, August 30th. And we're collecting boxes and bags of clothing, books, dishes, and household items. Do you have any items to donate to help the United War Veterans? Sorry, our parents aren't home right now. Could you call back
Sophia,
later?
damn it, you ruined everything. So basically...
Fuck.
So yeah, I was actually planning to being like a slightly decent human being and explain to them that like I wasn't going to be an asshole like I was from the people with the Lupus Foundation. I just like explain to them like everything that happened before and then be really nice to them. And then my sister came and then fucking ruined it. So fuck her. That was a waste.
So I understand that you kind of that the people who want gender to be like always a different thing from sex, like that's okay, that's a thing to want, but you have to realize that the world we live in can't accept that right now. I don't know if you've ever seen a place like the Middle East.
I think it's more along the lines of
I think first we need to make sure that men and women are equal first. Like that's
no,
priority.
seriously, like
let's like let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
If you're gonna decide,
let's learn arithmetic before calculus.
If you're going to decide that you have a dick and balls, but somehow you're a woman, okay, you know what?
Don't just say it like that. They're allowed to pick to be whatever they want to be. I seriously believe that.
Well, I mean, it's okay for them to do that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to do that, but I'm saying like
It's not a usual thing to do.
it's not a usual thing to do, and why do we like not consider that something that's kind of like
unusual.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you have
unusual.
somebody with body dysmorphic disorder, or somebody, or like the few individuals who go and like they like see that they have legs, and that freaks them out, and they don't feel they should have legs, and they just want to get rid of them, so they cut them off. Like, we would consider that a really, really bad thing. But then if you have someone who goes and does basically like cuts their dick off and turns it inside out and makes a vagina out of that, like, if you want to do that, that's fine, and as a human being, there's nothing
and
wrong
I think
with
if
you.
you want to cut off your legs, that's fine, because if you want to do whatever you want to your body.
Isn't that kind of like really... Doesn't that kind of like creep you out that someone would be like...
I wouldn't do it personally because it's not what I want to do.
I mean, but
if
like,
that's...
It is their body, and they should be able to do whatever the heck they want with it, but it's like... Dude, really? Like, I can't understand... I feel like really bad when I hear of somebody who's gone and just like... gotten rid of their dick.
Well, that's what they wanted to do.
I know that's what they wanted to do, but it's like, why would you do that?
Because they didn't want to have a penis. What's wrong with people?
What's
wrong with people who don't have penises? They outnumber us, John.
But there's still a guy. They're just a dude with no penis.
But they don't think that they're a guy. They associate it with being a woman. That's
so
fine.
They're delusional.
You could say that, or you could say they're choosing to do whatever they want.
They are choosing to do whatever they want, but they're delusional.
However, when it comes to things like, oh, you can't just say that the baby's a boy because it has a penis. 99.9% of the time, people who have a penis are going to say that they're a dude.
Seriously.
Because that's kind of, the norm. So, I mean, I can understand why, if this was like 5,000 years in the future, and it was a very normal thing for you to pick your gender outside of your sex, then okay, yeah, maybe this should be a thing that people should care about. However, this is still a place where women in some places can't choose how they dress. So maybe we shouldn't worry about that right now, and instead worry...
Are you saying we can't worry about multiple issues?
I'm saying that we need to... that we need to learn to walk before we can run.
That's fair enough.
Because, like, it's like saying, oh, our economy is terrible. Let's figure out how to do this or that in terms of money. Let's figure out how to have a uniform currency. No, that's not what we need to do. We need to fix the economy first before we do that other thing that sounds cool. You gotta kind of do things in a certain order, and freaking out that a baby has a penis and is probably going to be a male, consider themselves a boy, when people are getting their heads chopped off because women's rights.
Next time, like, you ever complain about fucking anything, I'm gonna say, well, first we have to deal with all the poor people.
Oh, yeah, that's... oh, John...
People are having their hands chopped off because of Sharia law, and you freaking got like a stomach ache, and you dare complain about it. We need to solve their problems first.
No, I'm saying that
you can run.
That's not their problem either. If it was like, oh, my best friend has been calling their son a dude, even though we're both in this mindset where they can pick their own gender, then that's okay to complain about.
Right.
But that's not what's happening. And that happened a very long time ago. Patton Oswalt's tweets now.
Oh my god, those were... we actually, you sort of have to see those. You can't really talk about them as easily.
We'll just post a link to it.
We will post a link to that. It's pretty great.
Basically, Patton Oswalt is a genius.
He's really great. He did these really provocative tweets, but they were always like these two-parter things. So you'd have something like... Actually, hold on, let me bring them up. Just because...
Why did you put Twitter tweets? Patton Oswalt Twitter tweets!
Alright, here we are. So,
No. Go down to where you read both halves.
Yeah, hold on. Here we go. So one of these, which you might just see on its own, is Neggers out of government. Yes, please. And the punctuation is sorry for any misspelling. Not the punctuation, the thing in the parentheses is sorry for any misspelling. But there's always like a tweet directly before it that makes it totally okay. Like, so Neggers out of government was Fred Thompson's or Arnold Schwarzenegger's.
No, it's, why do right wing?
It's this. Why do right wing asshats want Hollywood out of government, but don't want the Fred Thompsons or Arnold Schwarzeneggers out of government? See, it's sort of like,
Yeah.
It's not as funny when we describe it, is it?
No, but they'll see it.
They'll see it.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
But you do have to see it to understand. To see to believe. So, what were we talking about?
We finished Elysium.
It was a pretty good film.
Pretty good film.
It was pretty.
What
great.
else happened? I started playing the guitar and I'm okay. That's.
You kind of, I don't know.
I'm fucking good at it compared to other people who've been playing for 3 weeks. You shut your fucking mouth.
That's true, but I couldn't tell when you were, like, actually playing it well or pretending it to, well being in quotation marks and then pretending to play it badly, because it was a really blurring line.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
I could play guitar.
Could play Guitar Hero, it's the only thing you'll ever be good at.
I'm not terrible at Guitar Hero.
You know what? First time I played Guitar Hero, I had no clue that there was like a little tab switch that you had to do. I was just like pressing the buttons with my left hand, and nothing was happening, and I was just losing, and I couldn't understand why.
Oh.
It was.
You didn't know about the strum bear.
I did not know that you had to do that.
You had to do the stramming.
That was like back the time when my parents like would barely even let me have like a Game Boy. My
stepmom would play fucking Guitar Hero with me. It was great.
That is awesome.
I would just sit there and play it like deep into the night, and that was like back when I couldn't play Beyond Medium because it was shit, and now I can like play a bunch of songs on Haired. It's great.
Haired.
Yeah, I say Haired.
He's making weightlifting motions.
Yeah,
as he says that.
I'm strong.
He's strong.
I'm straying.
I feel like my childhood was sort of like damaged.
Cookie Clicker. Why haven't we talked about Cookie Clicker?
We will get to that in a bit. Shout out to Cookie Clicker.
And also Frog Fractions.
Froggy Fractions. Did you beat that?
I didn't beat it all the way. I got to like the last part.
Where you're making bug porn on Mars? We'll get to that in a second. Shit, what was I talking about? You fucking ruined everything with your interrupting. No, before that.
Guitar Hero.
Oh, right, yeah. So, like, I sort of feel like my childhood was kind of damaged. Like, I didn't really have any friends because freaking everyone played video games, and I had nothing in common with anybody because I couldn't play video games. The only thing my parents would let me watch was, like, PBS. So, I couldn't relate to anyone about anything, and so I had no friends, and I developed no social skills, and I'm still a fucking retard.
Nobody likes you.
And no one likes me, and that's why I hate my parents. Because they didn't buy me a Game Boy. You're going to get the ball, aren't you now? Are you gonna bounce your ball, Sage?
No, I'm gonna throw it up in the air.
You're gonna throw it up in the air. He's got a tennis ball now. God, this podcast is boring. Maybe that's just me being bored, but
No, that's just you being a faggot.
Oh yeah. So Froggy Fractions.
I thought we were talking about Cookie Clicker first.
What is there to say about Cookie Clicker? You
click cookies.
You click a cookie, then you buy upgrades where grandmas make your cookies automatically. Then you buy
What about
upgrades.
the Elder Pledge?
I think that's for the players to find out. That's like they should do that themselves.
Okay, we're gonna link you into the description.
Once they start getting haunted by the grandmas,
you'll see what we mean.
You will see what we mean. I didn't find that haunting. I actually thought it was a pretty nice backdrop.
Did you get to like 2 million cookies?
Yes, I got to 2 million cookies. That was pretty great. I was laughing my ass off.
Where like they were
getting demonic and just
Yes!
freaking flashing seizures.
Yeah, you found that nice. Okay.
I love how the curse, the Elder Pledge makes the curse of the elders. I love how they call it the elders. Great double meaning there.
No, it's like quote the ancients or something.
The ancients, right? So the Elder Pledge and the ancients, of course, instead of being like ancient gods, it's like grandmothers. So
You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. But the thing that sucks about that is it only goes away for a limited time, and the price increases each time you use it.
It goes away if you dip below 2 million.
Yeah, but the price will increase every time.
Just like everything else you buy.
But the thing is, like, whatever. Did you really find it that haunting?
No, I'm just saying that it was kind of creepy. Which is true.
It was a little creepy. I sort of liked it, though.
Alright, so Froggy Fractions.
Froggy Fractions.
Fuck the underwater part.
Okay, so we're gonna go through this game in its stages. It's like, what's the word? It's not preached, priced, plotted, presented, whatever, we'll go with presented. It's presented as this like game, one of those games, those children's games where you learn math and reading and math and writing and reading, and like you're like a frog, and it's sort of like Space Invaders, but with bugs, and you're a frog, and you're shooting your tongue out at the frogs, and just there are random fractions when you eat the frogs, and you don't understand.
The first thing I bought was the cybernetic upgrade.
Yeah, and then it makes everything in scientific notation. And then, of course, to continue the parody, they've got, like, random levels where it'll be, like, Froggy Fractions teaches typing. And you'll have to, like, type in the things to destroy the oncoming bugs that
The
are coming
second
from the
level,
fruit.
like, had a lot of weird words, like abundance.
And then eventually you upgrade and you get a dragon and you ride into space.
No, that's after the warp drive.
Yeah, you get the warp drive.
You need to go underwater first.
Yeah, you go underwater. There's like some of you have the upgrades that are standard prices. And then you've got like a few upgrades that are like fucking ridiculous prices. And then because like you have these fruits that you collect and they're like your currency and you're protecting them from the bugs, and they drop and you try to collect them. But if bugs go near them, they shrink the fruits. And if they shrink the fruits all the way, you get a mark on your indignity meter. Because they have an indignity meter.
And that's how you lose.
That's like your health bar. It's your indignity meter. And you lose if it gets to full. But eventually it doesn't even matter anyway because it goes away once you get to the other stages. And so you eventually figure out that you can actually go underwater. You've just been going side to side the whole game, and then you realize, oh shit, I can go underwater. And there are like a billion fruits at the bottom of. They actually say when you start collecting them, it's like you're winning the jackpot, and the coins are pouring out. And instead of displaying the number of fruits you have, it goes and it says like a billion, and you have like a billion fruits. Then you purchase the warp drive, and you freaking fly into space while parodies of Froggy from Star Fox. Slippy from Star Fox getting mad at you for bumping into asteroids.
Each one was a different person.
Seriously, there was like a pig, and then there was a toaster, there was an armchair.
I'm pretty sure there was a table.
Yeah, there wasn't an armchair, there was a table. Yeah. So eventually, once you're like on Bug Mars and you defeat a random boss, and you get sentenced to boss in quotation marks, and then you get sentenced to you go to a court hearing for your crimes against Bug Mars, and then they pardon you and give you a job on Bug Mars, eating bugs for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Oh, what did you write as your signature? You gotta write a signature.
I don't even remember.
I wrote fuck bugs.
I think I just drew a penis. I mean, that was what I did today. I went and revisited it. I might have done it. That might have been what I did before. So anyway, you get to put your own signature on your Bug Mars visa that you get. And eventually, if you can do the same shit, but you're on Mars now. But if you decide to go under the water, you go through this whole advanced cave system, and you just sort of like, it's really peaceful and shit. You're underwater, and it's just a silhouette of you riding a dragon. But then, as you're doing it, like, there's this random old... I think it must have been faked, because it was freaking just weird and sort of like...
Yeah, no, that's the actual origin story of boxing.
No, obviously it wasn't.
He made this face just like, really?
I didn't actually make that face.
Yeah, you did.
I did not make that face.
For like half a second, you're just like, oh, wait, no.
Well, the thing is, the guy made it sound like real... I like, wasn't even sure, like, maybe it was just like an old parody of something, I don't know. But anyway... It could have been like an old recording from the 60s that was a joke, because have you ever seen a 60s attempt at satire when people like didn't understand how to be funny back then? Because no TV shows from that era are ever funny. just like us.
Dude, if there was if our comedy got sent back in time, people would die.
Serious? We would die.
Just imagine sending Louis C.K. back
Oh my God,
70 years.
People would
explode.
They'd have heart attacks. It's so foul.
Shout out to Louis C.K.
Seriously, that guy's the best comedian alive right now. Fuck Seinfeld.
What about Patton Oswalt?
No.
He's up there.
I'm sorry, he doesn't compare to Louis C.K.
I disagree. I mean, Louis is still my favorite, but whatever.
So it's like this radio thing about boxing. It's like a history of boxing. It's just completely random and out of the blue, and it's doesn't relate to a situation. And then eventually you find
A rocket ship.
a rocket ship. You go into space. It's one of those text-based adventure games where you're like clearing slime out of stuff. What was the slime made out of?
The slime was bacon milkshake.
That's right. It was a bacon milkshake slime. And you had to get your spaceship working again and go back to Bug Mars, I think. And then you become the president of Bug Mars, and you like the entire
West
economy,
Wing parody.
The entire was it really? I haven't seen the West Wing. Was that?
Pretty sure that was a West Wing parody.
And your entire job is to make bug porn. That's like that's the economy of of the planet is porn, and then it ends. That's it. This is a children's game. It got a lot of awards. Children all over the globe have been getting better at fractions and occasionally typing. Yeah, most of this shit no one's going to like because they don't know what it is.
Which is why we're gonna link it in the description.
All right. Damn, this is gonna be like a bad Like, if this ever becomes a thing, this is gonna be the podcast that everyone looks back on and says, "That was a shitty good I mean, that was I'm like mixing. It's a good podcast with. That was a shitty podcast." So they'd be saying, "That was a shitty podcast."
Maybe that should be our subtitle. It was a good podcast. This was a shitty podcast.
Maybe we give our own podcast a rating at the end of each podcast.
Yeah, I mean, this one wasn't terrible.
This one is about a 2 out of 5 casts.
It's like 3 scribbles out of 9 not scribbles. It gets an A+ out of 50.
An A+ out of 50?
Yeah.
Okay. That still makes it sound pretty good.
It does, but A stands for awful and plus is like even more. So it's awful plus.
This was a lot funny when we were ratting on specific people. You really would be being terrible. I don't know, I think we filled our terribleness. I filled my terribleness quotient by like...
What we need to do is not hang out the day before.
I think that's the right thing. I need to like not stumble over my words and accidentally imply that like disabled people should be put in ovens.
Or you need to say that.
Because I wasn't implying that.
Yeah, okay.
I just wait as all like the angry white girls come.
All 7 of them?
I think it's 8 now.
Oh, it's 8 now? Oh, yeah, Tara got in there.
Tara?
I'm not gonna say her last name.
The one we were talking about before.
Yeah!
She was always in there. She's freaking the leader of the 7 angry white girls. the Justice League. I think that's what we'll call them now, the Justice League. That's pretty fitting, actually.
What else is there?
What do you mean what else is there?
To talk about?
Oh, to talk about. It's not like we even talked about much yesterday. We just sort of like watched the movie and then just dicked around. Look at you getting all worried about the waveform now.
I don't care about the waveform. I was looking at the time.
Oh, the time. Oh. God, we wasted 51 minutes.
And yours too.
They're still watching up to this point. Maybe we should sing a song.
Our last one.
Let's sing a song, Sage.
Just end it.
Oh, we still got another times. We've got more times left. Maybe we should just sit here in silence for